Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. This is Mike, also known as Bowtie RN. Tonight I wanted to try out something that my son got me for my birthday. He went ahead and got me something else for shaving. It's Moon Dance Sweet Citrus Shaving Soap. This is a small batch. I think when I'm on their website, they do either 15 or 20 bars at a time. They hand cut it. It's a small company out of North Carolina. It comes in a regular cardboard box to minimize the packaging, as well as a nice hard soap puck. As you can see, I did scrape some out and put it into my bowl and go ahead and get it ready for lathering. Not sure how much I'm going to need on this one. This is my first time using this, so we'll see how it goes. Tonight I'm also going to be using my Mercur 34Cs, my old standby, and it's going to be loaded with the Wilkinson sword blade. As a finishing tonight, I think I'm actually going to use, this is got it off of Amazon. It's actually a limited edition, another one that my son got me. It's from Gables. It's the lime menthol. I have used this a couple times. Very nice lime scent, and you can definitely feel the menthol. Not a burn, but it'll definitely wake you up. So, all that being said, let's go ahead and see if we can get this lather going. I went ahead and put it in a shave bowl. Actually, I don't really have a true shave bowl. I have just an extra large coffee cup, which works perfectly fine for me. And if you saw in my previous videos, I did mention that my wife got me actually it's Mr. Coffee brand, heat plate designed to use for your coffee cups. But it works well for me. Put my cup on it, gets it nice and warm. So as I'm in the shower, it warms up the soap. Gets it ready for me to lather. That way, as soon as I get out of the shower, I can put the brush on it and I have a warm lather for my whole shave. I did mention before on one of my other videos that I typically practice cold water shaving. I got a comment on that one, what I actually meant by that, if I could clarify that. And what I actually mean by that is everything is warm. So my lather's warm, my pre-wash, my rinse is warm. The only thing I use cold is the actual razor itself. So between passes, I'll go ahead and rinse the razor in a nice cold water. And after I'm done with my pass, I'll go ahead and rinse my face with the warm water. It works pretty well. I like it so far. Haven't been going too long on my lather. Looks like maybe a minute or so. And it's doing pretty well. Like I said, I'm not sure how much water this one's going to need. So I tried a fair amount of water to begin with. Looks like this one might be a little bit wet, but I'm okay with it being a little bit wet. I'll just apply pre-shave oil and protect my face a little bit more that way. This has a bentonite clay in it added to it, so it makes it nice and slick. They also use a vitamin E. Not getting a very strong scent. I'd almost say it was unscented. My wife did say that she got a small, very slight scent of citrus off of it. I'm not getting it, but again, that's okay with me. I like the quality of the soap. I haven't used this one before, but I do have another scent, the Eucalyptus. It's actually not mine. I've talked my wife into trying wet shaving with her legs, and that's the first soap that she bought for herself. So that one has a pretty strong scent off the puck, but a light scent out of the bowl, and it does a pretty good job. So I'm hoping that this one's do about the same. I'm sure it's basically the same soap base. They're not carrying the eucalyptus scent right now on their website. Again, that's Moon Dance Soaps, but I got the eucalyptus off of Amazon. So I think we're doing pretty good. That's my lather. I think we're about ready. Go ahead and I'm going to skip the pre-shave just to see how well this protects my skin. Go ahead and wet my face real quick. Again, I'm wetting the face with nice warm water. The only thing cold I'm using in my shave is actually the water to rinse my razor itself. I'm using the Simpson's Trafalgar T2 shave brush. It's a synthetic brush. That's the one I have. I like it a lot. It worked well for me. I don't have a lot to compare it to, I'll admit, but it does what I need. It helps me produce a lather. This one, like I said, actually is a little bit thin. But I've also found that, and I'm not sure if it's my technique or what it is, but I'm finding that on my first pass, the soap is actually pretty thin, but when I go back to the bowl, it comes back a lot thicker and a lot more protective for me. And a little more soap. A little bit of face lather. Not quite into that yet. I'm not really that good at it. More of a bowl lather right now. But I do have another Artisan soap that really actually does hold up well for a face lather, and I've been trying that too. All right, it's probably about as good as I'm going to get for that first pass soap. Lather, like I said, it's a little bit thin, but it's pretty slippery. And we'll go ahead and rinse up that razor, get that shave going. I'm normally a everyday shaver, but I shave in the morning. Today is Saturday, and I did not shave this morning. I'm shaving now. So I'm working on about a day and a half. If you've not tried the 34C, it's an extremely mild razor. I got it as my very first DE razor. It came so highly recommended as a beginner razor, and it definitely didn't disappoint. It's worked really well for me. I very rarely ever get a cut. I do have a mole over here that sometimes I'll cut, but that's not the razor. That's just me and my beginner technique. So I'm still not getting a citrus scent out of it. I'm getting a nice slickness out of the soap, but I'm not really getting any of the citrus scent. So as far as scents go, if you're looking for a strong citrus scent, this is definitely not the one to go with. It's still a nice soap. It's very slick. Like I said, I did not use any pre-shave, but I still have a lot of slickness left on my face. I'm going to lather up for pass number 2. Again, I think I used a little bit too much water. Not knowing how much this soap was going to take, I started with a fair amount of water in the bowl and on the brush as it was kind of melting down and warming up for me. So those of you guys that really good at your lather, hope I'm not insulting you too much, but this does show, at least for me, even as thin as this lather is, because of adding too much water, it is as slick as I could ask for in a soap. Does really well for me. Let's go ahead and get that second pass. I'm not sure if I'm gonna need a third pass today. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Usually with the Mercure, I do need a third pass, or at least a 2 pass, and then a cleanup. It's just a little bit too mild for me. I have a pretty coarse beard. So 2 passes just doesn't quite do it for me. Now I do have a Henson. I have the Henson AL13 with the aggressive setup. have reviewed that once before. And I can tell you that one is almost always limited to a 2-pass in the cleanup. Or I've actually had a couple where I just do 2 passes. I know it looks like the soap's gone. And I'll be honest, the lather is gone. It's kind of dried up on my face a little bit as far as the lather goes, but the slickness, that is definitely still there. This is the first soap that I know that I've used that has the bentonite clay in it. And I definitely appreciate them for putting that in it. It's working really well for me. That's pass 2. Cheeks are good. A little bit on the neck. I'll go ahead and do a full 3rd pass. Add a little bit of water to the face. And go for my last bit of soap. I got plenty of soap in there. Again, I just used a little bit too much water. That's okay though. It's working well for me even with the extra water. I've seen plenty of people's videos where they actually don't use a super rich, thick lather. Definitely, it is more luxurious. It's much more comfortable to paint on the face that way. I'm not gonna lie, it definitely is. But as far as protection, this one's actually working really well for me. So Moon Dance, if you're listening, your formula is good. I like the formula. My technique could use some work. Definitely could use some work and use a little less water. But as far as slickness and protection, this soap definitely has it. All right, that's nice. Good enough for pass number 3. Rinse that razor with a nice cold water. Going against the grain on this pass. Now I will say I have used the feather blades in the Merkur. And with the feather blade, definitely being a sharper blade, I can generally get away with just 2 passes. I do have to be a little bit more careful around little curves of my face. And then of course around, I have that little mole when I'm using the feather blades, but they do a good job. I know some people really love them, and some people just don't like them. For me, it does depend on the razor I'm using. I've tried them in the Henson, and I don't think it does any better of a job or any worse of a job than any of the other blades I've tried. And that's fine with me. All right, that's pass number 3. Get my hands a little wet just to see. I don't feel anything. Feels nice and smooth. All right, we'll go ahead and rinse that off. Like I said, a warm water rinse. Ooh, very slick still. Switch it over to nice cold water. Some of the extra water off. Grab the alum block. Get that nice and wet. Kind of like my normal Merkur shave. No stings, no burns. Also not feeling any rough patches. Overall, a good job. First time reviews for this soap. I'm gonna say that I like the soap itself. I like the qualities of the soap as far as the slickness. But as far as a sweet citrus scent, I don't know if they accidentally sent me the unscented, because they do sell an unscented version. But I'm getting absolutely no citrus scent off of this. It's a very nice, clean soap smell, but I'm not getting any citrus off of it. Like I said, I have a feeling they probably accidentally packaged it wrong. It's a small company. I don't blame them for that. They put out a good product. It's nice and slick and gives me the protection that I needed, even with my poor technique. But as far as scent goes, just not getting it. Like I said, I'm going to use the Gables Lime. It's a lime menthol. Get a nice amount in the hand. Oops, I'm sorry. Gotta rinse off that alum first. I'll rinse off the hands first. I'll go ahead and rinse off that alum. Pat that dry. Then we'll go back to the lime. It's okay, I like the smell. Makes the bathroom smell really good. My wife likes it. My dog's not a really big fan of it, but that's okay. Shave for me and shave for my wife, not my dog. All right, we'll let that dry up. And once that's dried up a little bit, I like to go ahead and use the Nivea Sensitive Post-Shave Balm. And then we'll close it out for the day. All right, so I did have another question I got from somebody else. Why bow tie RN? And it's because at work, I wear a bow tie almost every day. And actually, if you stay tuned and you like bow ties, I'll be putting up a bow tie video probably in the next couple weeks or so. Anyone doesn't know how to tie one, I'll show you how. It's not that hard. Until then, great shaves and have a good day.